Dear Sister Elena, she is here to take her Shahada, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So say, Ashhadu Allah ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Takbir, takbir, takbir.
The Western world's interest in Islam seems to be growing uncontrollably. This can be seen in Argentina, where people are willing to queue just to get real information about the religion. This scene was recently observed at the King Fahd Mosque in Argentina. Due to the overwhelming curiosity about Islam, the number of visitors had to be carefully managed. Upon investigation, it was found that the mosque administrators were organizing several events about Islam, including the screening of a documentary about Islam, which attracted a significant number of visitors. Consequently, several groups had to queue to enter the mosque's interior. Many of them were curious and wanted to witness the prayer rituals performed by Muslims. This was followed by a brief discussion about Islamic teachings, which ended with a question and answer session. Naturally, this opportunity was eagerly seized by the Argentine public. The mosque administrators initially explained the pillars of Islam and the pillars of faith. They also explained that Jesus is a prophet who holds a special status in Islam, including his mother, who is believed to be a holy woman. On this occasion, an Argentine woman asked the mosque administrators if Islam also had a head, leader, like the church. "No, we only have Allah and the Prophet Muhammad. All Muslims are equal," said a sheikh present at the event. He then explained that a sheikh is a guiding teacher in Islam, similar to an instructor. A sheikh in Islam is just like any normal person, allowed to marry and have a family. Unlike in Catholicism, where priests or nuns are not allowed to marry, he said, "We have families. All prophets were married and had families. The prophets and messengers were the best people in the world. We follow their guidance. There are no holy people in Islam," he continued. Another question posed by the Argentine public was why shoes must be removed when entering a mosque. "Because this carpet is a place for worship, it must be clean. We prostrate here," the sheikh explained. He also emphasized that worship in Islam is very easy and simple. Prayers can be performed anywhere, not just in the mosque, but also at home, on the road, or in other places. It is known that in countries where the majority of the population is non-Muslim, there is considerable curiosity about Islam. It is not surprising, then, that mosques there are open to the public and almost always crowded with non-Muslims. Most of them want to witness Muslim worship firsthand, and many eventually become interested in embracing Islam. Generally, they are drawn to Islam because they feel peace and tranquility within themselves after seeing and hearing the correct explanation of Islamic teachings. On the other hand, many non-Muslims admit that they were initially afraid to learn about Islam due to the negative stigma spread by the Western world. The most common propaganda portrays Islam as synonymous with terrorism. However, their high curiosity eventually led them to dare to visit the mosque and obtain accurate information about Islamic teachings. Argentina is one of the countries in the southern part of South America and the country with the second largest area after Brazil. The country has a significant population growth rate of 0.93%, so in 2022, the population reached 46 million. According to Findeasy.in, from this population, the people are divided into several religious groups: Christians, Protestants, Evangelicals, Roman Catholics, Jehovah's Witnesses, and Mormons make up 79.6%, the non-religious 18.9%, atheists 6%, agnostics 3.2%, and Muslims 1.2%. The presence of Islam as a minority religion in Argentina is always associated with the Spanish conquest and exploration of America. The arrival of Islam in Argentina can be linked to the Spanish conquest and American exploration. The first Muslim settlers, referred to as Moors, arrived in the 15th century, exploring America alongside Spanish explorers. The Moors were Muslims of North African and Spanish descent who were forced to convert to Christianity after the practice of spreading Islam was banned. To avoid persecution, many fled and settled in South America. After relocating, the Moors established their first mosque in the 1980s, namely the At-Taurid Mosque, which opened to the Shia community in 1983 with support from the Iranian embassy. The second mosque is the Al-Rahman Mosque, built in 1985 for the Sunni community, making it the second mosque for the Muslim community. Besides these two mosques, there is the King Fahd Mosque, built in 1996, funded by the King of Saudi Arabia, and it is the largest mosque in America. According to AmoliaH.com, the Muslim community in South America has declined in recent years due to internal factors within the community. Islamic traditions and practices have started to disappear because the older generations have passed away without passing on their knowledge to the younger generations. Additionally, many descendants of Muslims only speak Spanish, leading to the second issue, the lack of Muslim scholars proficient in Spanish. As a result, many young Muslims in Argentina do not know Arabic, causing their knowledge of Islam to gradually fade. Buenos Aires, the largest city in Argentina, is witnessing how a religion that is not preserved can wither and eventually die. During the 19th and 20th centuries, around 500,000 Muslims migrated to Argentina. However, despite the population growth, the number of those identifying as Muslim has stagnated. This is a sad reality. Why has the number of Muslims not increased? There are several reasons we could find. Many Argentine Muslims marry outside their faith, resulting in children with only one Muslim parent who do not know Arabic as their first language. This leads to many of them not knowing how to read or study the Quran, while these children primarily speak Spanish as their first language. Access to Islamic literature and knowledge, even transliterations and translations of the Quran, is not freely available. The lack of religious study centers such as madrasas is also a serious issue, as there are no places to accommodate young people interested in Islam. Many Muslims have integrated so well into Argentine customs and culture that they have lost their Islamic and Arab identity. This is a warning taught to us in Islam. We must remain steadfast in our beliefs and traditions, even when surrounded by people of other faiths and cultures. If not, we will eventually follow and imitate them in every aspect of life.